toyed with by the powerful until death. On September 25th, commentator Lao Deng shocked audiences in his latest video, claiming he had been authorized by Yu's mother to release the full text of the star's final note, more than 1,000 words written on the eve of his death. And what it reveals is nothing short of shocking. The letter is filled with suffocating despair. "Mom, I'm trapped in this apartment building. Outside the window, it's pitch black, and the air feels crushing, almost suffocating. I think something terrible is about to happen. Those shadows keep closing in, pressing closer and closer. I have to say goodbye quickly, Mom. They could break in at any moment and kill me. This isn't a joke, and it's not an illusion. My heart is shaking, and every word I send carries an icy despair. Why did it come to this? Why does a young man who only wanted to act well have to be pushed into such a desperate corner? Mom, I'm fine for now, but what I'm most afraid of is not having enough time to tell you what's in my heart. If these are my last words, please forgive your unfilial son for not being able to stay by your side as you grow old. I once told you my sudden success was both luck and misfortune. Back then I was naive, thinking the entertainment world was only a glamorous stage, a place where I could chase my dreams and make you proud. I remember when I landed my first lead role. You were so happy, like a child, and you made dumplings to celebrate. But who could have imagined how much darker this profession really is? I used to believe the dangers were only for actresses. Fragile women forced to endure those filthy deals, while male actors could protect themselves, stay strong, keep their dignity. But once I truly stepped inside this circle, I saw the truth. If you have the looks and the image, no one is safe, man or woman. The hidden rules are like an invisible net thrown over everyone. If you accept them against your conscience, you get glory and wealth, fine clothes and lavish meals, dazzling stardom. But if you stay clean, keep your bottom line, you're destined to be destroyed. At best, you're blacklisted and hidden away, your career withering. At worst, your life itself is in danger, toyed with in the palms of the powerful until you're completely broken. Mom, I once thought I'd be the exception, that talent alone could let me stand firm. But reality is a knife, cutting into my heart again and again. So many nights I cried alone in my room, staring at my reflection, once handsome, now pale and exhausted. Why is this world so cruel? Why does a simple dream demand such a painful price? I regret so much. I ache to go back, to live an ordinary life with you in our hometown. I resisted, and they buried me. During that time, I refused those filthy threats and tried to prove myself with my work. But the great hand of the man who harmed me really can cover the sky with one palm. It's so wide, so strong. No matter what I do, I can't escape that family. They treated me as a pawn, tormented me, used me. Mom, I've become their plaything, at their mercy, and at the same time they've forced me to be their accomplice in laundering money. Those astronomical sums I'd never even dared to imagine now seep into my life like poison. Mom, do you know? Every time I saw those numbers in the bank transfers, I felt so sick I wanted to vomit. That was never my money. It was filthy, blood-stained. I tried to escape, tried to find help, but every time I hit an iron wall. The hidden days were the hardest. No work, no exposure, only endless loneliness and fear. I lived in that apartment as though years were passing. Every time my phone rang, panic surged through me, afraid it was their summons. Why are they treating me like this? Just because I happen to look decent? Just because I refused their so-called gifts? My body has been abused, my soul torn apart, but still, I want you to know I have never surrendered. That despair of the soul rose like a tide, drowning every trace of hope. I am only a small actor, with no ambition for wealth or to cling to the powerful. From childhood you taught me to be upright, I have always remembered. But that old man who calls himself a prince, his eyes greedy like a wolf, every time he came near my back, went cold. And the little princess, far away in Australia, their world so distant yet binding me so tightly. The power struggles at the top are conspiracies I dare not even brush against, like an abyss that swallows everything. I want you to know I never accepted any financial benefit from that family. Not even the luxury watch he forced into my hands today. If I ever get the chance, I'll return it to him, even with my last strength. Mom, your son's body may no longer be clean. Those nights of humiliation leave me sleepless. But my soul is clean. It's like a faint ray of light flickering stubbornly in the darkness. I rejected their temptations, refused to become their puppet. But what good is that? In their eyes, I'm nothing but a disposable toy, to be tossed aside at will. Thinking of this feels like knives cutting my heart, my vision blurring with tears. Why is fate so unfair? Why must an ordinary person be dragged into such a whirlpool? Mom, I'm so tired. I want so badly to go home to Xinjiang, to lie in your arms like when I was a child and think of nothing. Lately, that family has been in trouble. Someone came to investigate their laundering of money to Australia. When the investigators came to me, my heart leapt into my throat, but I said nothing. I wasn't so deeply involved. Her eyes were dark, her words full of threats, and she even accused me of hiding evidence. Mom, how could I scheme like that? I'm only an actor. I only want to act. I explained again and again, risked life and death to prove my innocence, but she simply wouldn't believe me. She's already said publicly she'll silence me completely. At that moment, I knew my end had come. The banquet lights were blinding, the laughter false. I sat there like a lamb waiting for slaughter. Despair surged like a tide. I felt myself falling into a bottomless abyss. Why won't they believe me? Why must they put me to death? Is there still justice in this world? To serve a ruler is like serving a tiger. To serve a prince is like serving a wolf. That family is capable of anything. Their power is boundless, their reach all-pervading. Ordinary people are as insignificant as ants. If my life ends today, Mom, don't be sad and don't fight for me. This world already belongs to his family. Where could you seek justice? Those offices, those media outlets, all under their control. Petitioning would only drag you into greater danger. Mom, I can't bear for you to grieve for me, and still less can I bear to see you pulled into this mire. Please forget this unworthy son, and live your own life. Thinking of this feels like a huge stone pressing on my chest. Even breathing is hard. Life is so fragile, dreams so small. I'm unwilling, yet helpless. You once praised me face to face as a star, and I joked I was only a shooting star. If I truly leave today, when you miss me, just look up at the night sky. At that moment, there will surely be a shooting star passing. That will be me. Mom, I love you. In this life, being your son has been my greatest honor. If there's another life, I still want to be your child, no longer chasing illusory starlight, only staying with you quietly until old age. But now it's too late. The night is growing deeper. Their footsteps seem to echo outside the door. I've turned off my phone. Mom, goodbye. Farewell forever. The message you just saw was Menglong's final note to his mother, later made public by commentator Lao Deng in one of his videos. Within it were details that echoed what we've been reporting all along, that Menglong was pressured, assaulted, and forced into money laundering operations run by powerful figures behind the curtain. The letter even mentioned the so-called Little Princess in Australia. Could this be a reference to Yang Lanlan, long rumored to be Xi Jinping's illegitimate daughter, the same figure described as the Xi family's white-gloved in Australia? I will not draw any conclusions here. Instead, I leave it to you, the viewers, to judge for yourselves. But just when the story seemed dark enough, the revelations grew even more shocking. Commentator Liyuan has just revealed even more explosive details about Song Yiren, one of the 16 names accused of orchestrating Menglong's downfall. Slept with 50 men. The shocking revelation of Madame Song Yiren. Not long ago, a video spread on X. It allegedly captured the devastating moment Menglong was escorted away. The footage, filmed through a peephole at the Sunshine Upper East residential complex, was recorded by a foreign resident who has since concealed their identity for safety. But the most striking detail was at the end of the group. A young woman trailing behind, phone raised, filming. Sharp-eyed netizens spotted a thick strap dangling from the device, the very same accessory seen in Song Yiren's own photos. The uploader made no attempt to hide the implication. The video was tagged with two names, Menglong and Yiren. Beneath it, a chilling caption in Chinese, "Welcome to the dark side of China. The truth proves the law here is worthless." Commentator Liyuan reported that netizens immediately began naming Yiren outright. Some swarmed her account, hurling insults. "What kind of person do you think you are?" She struck back, not from her main account, but from a shadow profile called Yiren Ya. Her reply was razor sharp. "And what are you?" At the time, the account's IP traced to Japan. 2 days later, she returned with an even darker threat. "If you don't want your information exposed, then behave yourself. Otherwise, you won't even know how you died." This time, she didn't just threaten. She posted a netizen's username and domain. The IP shifted again, now to Jiangsu, later Beijing. Clearly, she was bouncing through VPNs, but the message was chilling. Yiren had the means to dig up people's private data, which left everyone asking if she could silence critics online. Could she silence them offline too? And if so, who was protecting her? Yiren's story begins in Jinan, Shandong in 2001. At just 8 years old, she immigrated to Canada with her parents. But her Chinese roots reveal a family deeply connected to both business and party power. Her mother, Yu Xiaohua, stands out the most. A graduate of Shandong University of Science and Technology, she started her career in marketing and planning in the early 1990s, later rising to become a global distributor with monthly sales surpassing 10 million. In 2023, she appeared in an official report from the United Front Work Department of Jinan's Central District, visiting under the title Miss Yu Xiaohua of Canada's Silicon Bridge. She shared her overseas experience and was formally received by senior officials, including Zhou Bo, a deputy minister under Party Secretary Zhu Zhengjiang. Family photos posted by Yiren matched those in the report, making it almost certain this was her mother. Her father's details are more elusive. Some online rumors claim he once served as director of neurosurgery at Ningcheng Hospital in Shandong, but no public records confirm it. The family's social web, however, is much clearer. Netizens allege that Yu Xiaohua personally knows Peng Liyuan, China's first lady. Locally, the family is tied to Zhu Zhengjiang, the Central District Party Secretary of Jinan, and the younger brother of Zhu Ping, one of CCTV's most famous hosts and a close friend of Peng Liyuan. It goes further. Zhu Zhengjiang once served as a top aide to Bian Xianghui, the fallen former Secretary General of the Shandong CPPCC. Bian, Peng Liyuan, and Zhu Ping were all classmates in Shandong, and records show they remained close. In fact, in 2013, Bian attended a reunion banquet in Shandong with Peng Liyuan, a banquet personally hosted by Xi Jinping and Peng Liyuan themselves. Put all of this together, and the picture is clear. Yiren's backing is no ordinary background. Otherwise, who would dare to eliminate a celebrity with more than 27 million followers in the heart of Beijing itself? Without powerful protection, stretching across both official ranks and the underworld, such audacity would be unthinkable. Even Yiren herself once admitted she was called Little Taimei, a slang term for a delinquent girl, wild and unruly. By her own words, at 16 in Canada, she lived without restraint, drinking, clubbing, smoking, dyeing her hair, bragging she had slept with more than 50 men. When she returned to China, her path took an even darker turn. Rumors spread that she entered the entertainment world, launched a company with others, but in reality operated as a pimp, a madam. One netizen even claimed that her most infamous episode was spending a night with 3 men at once. Later, Yiren publicly boasted that she had been admitted to the Beijing Film Academy. But netizens countered that she got in only through the influence of Cheng Qingsong, the same red-haired figure suspected of being on the list of those who plotted against Menglong. When Yiren was just 13, she crossed paths with Cheng Qingsong, then 38 years old, a full 25 years her senior. What their relationship really was, I think the audience can already imagine, given her past. Following the Menglong story for over 10 days has felt heavy. I was already aware of the CCP's deceitful and ruthless nature, but seeing these events exposed in the open brings a deeper burden. Under a system built on fake, evil, and fight, the people are dragged into an abyss of sex, power, and benefit, until even their humanity is stripped away. Right now, news about Menglong is being brutally censored across the mainland. Yet the harder they try to bury it, the more the truth forces its way to the surface. I believe this is nothing less than a battle between good and evil. And it's up to us, together, to continue to bring the truth to light, and to see justice restored. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.